Okay, so a second video to follow up on the other. Having followed the instructions in the Knitmaster book, that is an absolutely horrible edge. It's too tight. So what I've done is I've taken the river off, and I'm going to hang these few stitches that I bound off or cast off or whatever your liking is, back onto their respective needles. So you can see here how I'm kind of doing a little double thing. And then we're going to go back and just use the other bind off as I did the day before yesterday when I was coming off of the main bed. And so here we are on the main bed, and I'll show that briefly here. Which you can kind of see as you move along. So right there, you can see that I need to pick that up. I'm going to put it back onto the loop. I'm going to get this one and do the hokey pokey. I'm going to put this one, it should be almost to the end, and then we can start binding off. So you will find, and I've found over the years, I hadn't worked through the instructions in the manual, and I was trying to work with manual instructions plus moving onto the main bed the way that I showed you. But you will find that the manuals are not always correct. I know this will shock everyone, but it's just true. They had to provide manuals, but they didn't have to be right. And often they were right, but not always. So let's begin again. So we are now in a position of starting over, and let's get from the side again. Oops. There we go. And here's the geek. The first one, you take off and bring in. I've got these too far, hang on. I need to be farther ahead, like so, because I'm closing. This is why I don't edit videos, is I won't, as Cromwell said about his portrait, I want it to be warts and all. Okay, so, all right, here's the gig. Take off the stitch, keeping it nice and loose. Nice and loose. Put it on the next. Get them both behind the latch, then bring the working yarn over and turn it into one. Then come off that needle and go on to the next one. Get behind the latch and turn it into one. And you do have to work loosely, so it can be, that's normally the main trick. With other sorts of knitting machines, you have gate pegs in between rather than the sinkers. You have gate pegs in between the needles, and you can wrap around the gate peg each time, and that helps you keep a nice loose, because you're just putting some more stitch in there to wrap it around. But you can't do that with this. So, you know, hardly even matters if you understand, if you don't use the Japanese flatbed machines of the 70s and onward. And so, in our case, we have to make sure that we stay good and loose, okay? And I'm going to continue working there.